Have you ever followed a recipe exactly down to the teaspoon and still feel like something is missing? You did everything right, but the food just doesn't taste like home. That used to happen to me all the time until I discovered a simple method to recreate the nostalgic Indian flavors I grew up with without needing a single recipe. And no, it doesn't involve spending hours in the kitchen or memorizing 300 spice combinations. It's something that took me years to figure out, but it might change the way you approach Indian cooking forever. When I moved to the US in my 20s, I felt completely lost. I wasn't Indian enough for India anymore, and I wasn't American enough to belong here. Cooking felt like the only way to reconnect. It was something I could do to feel grounded again. So I did what we all do. I turned to YouTube. I watched recipe after recipe. I followed the exact steps. I measured everything perfectly. And the food turned out fine, but it didn't taste like home. It felt like going through the motions without the soul. That disconnect stayed with me for years, and I started to wonder, what if the secret to authentic Indian cooking isn't in the recipe at all, but in something else entirely? The problem wasn't that I was doing it wrong. The problem was that I was trying to cook something intuitive with an instruction manual mindset. This is the mindset I help my students break free from. Recipes don't tell you how much heat is medium on your stovetop. They don't explain how cumin behaves in your pan or what it smells like when it's just toasted. I've been guilty of this too, but cook until fragrant doesn't mean much if you haven't toasted cumin before. They don't teach you how to taste your way to balance. More importantly, recipes can't teach you confidence or rhythm or that unspoken way our grandmothers and mothers knew when the dish was done. What I was really chasing wasn't a dish. It was a feeling, a memory, a kind of belonging. For example, take something simple like a tadka for dal. It's just a few spices and some ghee, right? But if you don't heat the ghee long enough, the spices taste flat. If you overdo it, you'll burn the spices and it's bitter. That nuance, that split second of smell and sound, is what makes all the difference. That's never written down, and it can't be learned by reading a recipe. Eventually, I stopped trying to learn Indian cooking by memorization. I started paying attention to patterns. Why are whole spices the first thing to hit the pan? Why do we add garam masala last? And once I started asking why, the way I cooked completely changed. Instead of following steps, I started using my senses. I stopped measuring every spice and started building flavor in layers. And slowly, the food began to feel like mine. Not something I copied, but something I deeply understood. Most people think Indian food is about memorizing 100 different dishes. It's not. It's about mastering 4 to 5 core techniques that repeat across regions. Once you know how to build a base, how to temper spices, how to balance acidity and heat, you can cook almost anything. So then, the real question becomes, if recipes aren't the answer, what is? Almost every dish starts with the same pattern. Heat your fat, temper your spices, build your aromatics, layer your flavors. The techniques vary by region, but the foundations stay the same. And once I noticed that pattern, everything shifted. It felt less like following instructions and more like learning to play jazz. Now, I'm no jazz musician, but my husband is, so I borrowed this metaphor from him. In jazz, everyone learns the same scales, the same progressions, but what makes it beautiful is the interpretation. It's not about copying what someone else played note for note. It's about listening, responding, and creating something that's your own. Indian cooking, or any form of cooking for that matter, is like that. Once you understand the basics, how spices behave in heat, how to build depth, and how to balance bitterness, you're free to improvise, to trust your senses instead of clinging to a recipe, to taste as you go, and to play with the flavors. So when people ask, how do I stop relying on recipes? This is where I point them. Start with a few core techniques like blooming spices, building a base, and finishing with fresh and aromatic ingredients. Learn to recognize the patterns, how most dishes begin with layering flavors in stages, not all at once. First the spices, then the aromatics, then the acid, the main ingredient, and finally fresh herbs. Notice how the spices shift as they cook, how cumin goes from sharp to nutty, how hing becomes less pungent, and how turmeric deepens rather than just colors. Pay attention to more than just taste. Listen to the sounds. Watch how the ingredients behave. Take in the changes in aroma as the dish evolves. It's less about precise measurements and more about being present as the dish cooks. Let the dish guide you rather than the recipe. That's how you move from instruction to intuition, from performing someone else's recipe to creating something that feels like home. If you're craving not just the flavors of home, but a deeper connection to where you come from, I invite you to join my program. I'd love to show you what's possible. The link is in the description.